Trojan family, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, make some things happen this morning. Listen, this is going to be the year in review, given the fact that the college football season has actually concluded last night. And let me say this. Let me say big congratulations to Georgia, man. Shout out to them. They did their thing. They handled their business, man. And there's so many storylines that we could take from that game. But I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on USC and Oklahoma. These were the two teams, this being Lincoln Riley's first year, and then him coming from Oklahoma last year. We kind of wanted to see and compare and contrast, because if you guys remember, if we recall, all throughout the summer, we had Oklahoma fans coming in and giving their opinion how, BV, they call him BV, Brent Venables, is going to translate well to college football in Oklahoma. I made the case. I made the argument. Let me just say this first. Congratulations to Brent Venables, went to a bowl game. This is no disrespect. We just giving commentary on what we think. Brent Venables, I made a comment over the summer, if you guys remember, and quite a few Oklahoma fans came in and they said, Jay, you got it wrong. Well, I said, no, college football is different. Lincoln Riley, he has a track record. He's proven as it relates to being a head coach. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. But he has a proven track record, so we understand that will be able to translate well to being a college football coach. However, Brent Venables, he was only a coordinator, a defensive coordinator. And I made the argument that defensive coordinators always don't translate well to college football being a head coach, because you got different aspects of college football that are in play. You got time management, which we've seen that on display. You got the maneuvering personnel, which you have to have that on display. You got so many different aspects. You got to even have the coaches in play as it relates to what player they need to coach up more. How do they need to, do we just put this 5-star in just because he's a 5-star, or do we pull him out, or do we put somebody else in that already has experience? I mean, it's so many aspects of this game that you have to do, and we've seen that Lincoln Riley was able to do some of that this year, and opposed to Brent Venables. And listen, we've seen a huge drop-off. Did you guys ever think that Oklahoma was going to have this drop-off? And I think this really just kind of magnifies the fact that USC, Lincoln Riley, is that good of a coach when you're talking about a drop-off. We're going to look at something real quick. CBS put out some stuff, and it's no disrespect. Let me say, it's no disrespect to Brent Venables, no disrespect to anybody, but we did see Oklahoma lost in the sweet and sour sauce and lost in the hickory barbecue sauce this year. And as a result, we've seen a huge drop-off, man. So let's take a look at this, and we're going to talk about it. And you guys hit me in the comment section. You guys know you can find me at USCJ32 on Instagram and USCJ32 on Twitter. Let's take a look at this. Let's go. First, let's take a dive into this. And this is per CBS Sports. This is actually a post that they put up. They just kind of gave an illustration under Lincoln Riley, his first season, opposed to, what's happening right now, the devastation, lost in the sauce, even with these hats here, lost in the sauce with Oklahoma, looks like a mailbox hot. No, I don't know what that is, but look, 55-10, 5 seasons under Lincoln Riley, you're talking about nothing but success here. And then you see the 6-7, first losing season since 1988, and even those fans right there are looking pretty lost in Alfredo sauce. But, I think they're going to come back. They're going to bounce back. They're going to have great success with the new players they got coming in. So shout out to them. Shout out to Oklahoma. So here, when we're talking about the mismanagement of personnel and personnel not being utilized right, we see here this has never happened in Lincoln Riley's regime. And, it just goes to show you, as bad as people talk about Grinch, this would have never happened under Coach Grinch. And so, look, man, you guys hit me. Let me know what you think. Like I said, it's no disrespect, But it's just a huge drop off, and it just goes to show you Lincoln Riley, the management of his personnel is second to none. And then here's another one. We probably would have never seen this. This was at the time, West Virginia. They were, I believe, at the time, they only won a few games, and I think it was like 2 wins at the time. You guys know our former USC quarterback J.T. Daniels was the quarterback, but they only had 2 wins at the time, and Oklahoma just absolutely let them come back and win that game. And I think this is the one right here that really kind of shocked everybody this year when you're talking about Oklahoma, just a complete letdown, a complete drop-off under a new regime. And like I said, it's no disrespect, but we just kind of I just want our fans to put everything in proper perspective that what we have at USC and Lincoln Riley is a lot better than what we had in the past. And I tell you, we haven't lost like this score all year long. And you guys know in the Utah game, we were going up 17-3. And well, let me say this: the first Utah game, we know how that game went. It was a one possession. They scored. They beat us by 1 point with a couple seconds left, and USC really got cheated throughout that game. But then when you look at the second one, USC went up 17-3, Utah, and getting ready to run away from it. But Caleb Williams pulled his hamstring, and as a result, everything went downhill from there. We know that the defense feeds off of the offense, so that's what happened, and we're looking at it now, and we can really have appreciation of what we have as a coach. All right, when we look at how the season finished up, we look at the top 25. You see where USC stands, and let's take a look at it though, and let's just count off real quick. How many teams has USC beat in this top 25? And it's kind of an eye opener. USC is going to finish number 12 in the top 25. But if you look at, let's go through it. If you look at number, let's see, number 18, number 21, and number 17 was hiding up there. Number 17 and number 24. Let's look at those. So you got number 17, Oregon State. Number 24, Fresno State, who won the Mountain West. Number 21, UCLA. Number 18, Notre Dame. USC has had those wins. And listen, we could. I mean, come on now. We can't get it all in 1 year. USC has 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in the top 25 that we've beat, and arguably we should have beat Utah and Tulane both, which is number 9 and 10. I mean, we did it to ourselves. So we could have potentially had 6 teams here in the top 25 that we actually beat. So look, man, I think this is very telling. And let's take a look at the projections for next year. Is Oklahoma? No, Oklahoma's not on this one. Let's take a look at the projections for next year. And this is going to be the projections for next year. You see they're going to come up with Georgia number 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, Florida State 4, Alabama 5, Penn State 6, and they got USC coming in at number 7. I can respect that. I have no issue with that. LSU number 8. We've improved on our personnel defensively, so I'm comfortable with that. Number 9 is going to be Oregon, 10 Tennessee, Washington 11, TCU 12, Utah 13, Notre Dame 14, 15 is Clemson, 16 is Texas, 17 is going to be Oregon State, 18 is going to be Kansas State, Tulane again 19, Ole Miss 20, North Carolina 21, and I believe that's Texas State. Texas State number 22, Texas Tech 23, James Madison 24, and Iowa 25. And we don't see Oklahoma on this one. So look, just comparing and contrast, and I think USC, when you look at the amount of teams that we play on this one next year, let's look at it. You got Oregon, you got Washington, we got Utah, we got Notre Dame. Let's see, we got Oregon State. Look, man, USC got a tough schedule next year, and we play a lot of these teams in the top 25. So, look, we got to come with boots on the ground. We got to be ready to rock and roll. It's going to have to be straight up go time. It's going to be on and popping. It's going to be on and cracking. Listen, you guys hit me in the comment section. You guys tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. USCJ32 on Instagram. USCJ32 on Twitter. All right, so we seen next year's what they're expecting, the projection. You see where USC is, number 7, coming into next year. You see how we finished out, number 12. Listen, would you say, in your opinion, that this is a successful year when you're talking about coming from a 4-8 team to 11-3 team, and then you compare and contrast that with the 6-7 team? You know, it looked like it appeared to be lost in the sauce was Oklahoma. So look. You know, I believe that they're going to have improvements. You know, they're going to have quarterback play. You know, they got, what's his name, Gabriel coming back. But I wonder if Gabriel's going to start over Jackson Arnold. Jackson Arnold for Oklahoma seems to be a pretty decent quarterback. But I think they will improve. I think they will have success. And I think USC, you know, can only go up from here. You're talking about 11-3 your first year. I think USC's got this, you know, getting ready to go higher and higher as it relates to what we're doing on the field. And I think with the addition of some of these guys that we got coming, we're getting ready to hear the transfer portal closes January 18th. USC, we're getting ready to hear some more transfer portal guys getting ready to come in. You guys hit me in the comment section. You tell me what you think. It's USCJ32 on Instagram. It's USCJ32 on Twitter. Listen, until tomorrow, fight on, fight on, fight on.